What's going on? What the fuck why do you have a thing with a straw?
Oh, this
is classy.
Water. This is just water.
Do you not drink your alcohol with a straw? I have a metal straw in the drawer that's for my alcohol.
I mean, it's interchangeable.
Double fisting like a
Oh shit. That's my bad, Rich. I'll call you after the show, dude. This is my bad. I fell asleep, dude. I was tired.
Wow. Leaving bitches hanging.
I did. I did. I don't give a fuck. So everyone, thank you for joining Liberty Risk Podcast. I'm Billy.
And I'm Hugh.
And I'm Meg.
And starting today, my alcohol is officially provided by Maker's Craft Brewery in Norfolk, Virginia, and I am beyond fucking excited. Oh, God. This tastes like fucking freedom right here, man.
Yeah, when one of your co-hosts cops a fucking sponsor and it only fucking helps him.
I know. Listen, there's no I in team, but there's an I in meat pie, and meat's an anagram of team.
But it's in the pie part.
Yeah.
It's not in the meat.
Anyway, Megan. Anyway, I'm done with him for now. Fucking.
For those watching, I'm drinking the English style pale mild till this blows over. Maker's Craft Brewery, Norfolk, Virginia. Fucking love it.
You know, honestly, when you crack that because of the red bottle, or the red can, I thought it was Budweiser. I was like, that's an odd choice.
I'm gonna go up there and be like, hey guys, I just want my free beer now. I only come up here once a month.
Yeah, Billy, you're coming up this weekend. We're definitely gonna go check it out. But I'm really excited because we are also going to be on Barracks Talk this weekend with Disgruntled Vets. So we will post a link on our page. Check it out on Saturday evening, I believe. You find Billy and I and Meg if you're available. Because I know you're not sure what you're doing this weekend. We'll be on Barracks Talk with Disgruntled Vets.
Yeah, now. It's going to be so nice. We're going to talk on radio.
That beer tasted nice coming back up, too. I'm not going to lie.
Does it taste like tuna?
Not like my fish oil does. Oh, God, it's so bad. Also, thank you for reminding me because I was bitching at Meg about this right before the show starts. So I have to start taking fish oil, and I don't care for it because when I burp, it tastes like tuna. And I don't know why, but I'm starting to get the impression that the new mansplaining is motherfuckers trying to give me something when I say I don't like what I'm taking for my health. If I feel like if I say like, oh, I'm taking this and I don't like it, somebody else is immediately there like, oh, I'll give you this. No, stop giving me pills to take. You just had a lecture, or you just lectured me about taking pharmaceuticals and meds from your therapist and your doctor, and now you're over here like pushing your cabinet into mine. My cabinet's full. I got nothing to take.
Pushing your cabinet into mine.
The difference is, Hugh, that I was trying to offer you some chakra healing stones.
I hate everything about what you said. I hate every word of that sentence.
So I've taken fish oil, and yes, it's fucking sucks. It tastes disgusting when you burp. Something I have found that is far worse than that is cayenne pepper tablets. I took that the other day and I had to go to the gym and I had chocolate milk with it. So I was burping spicy chocolate milk for like 2 hours.
What is wrong? Your insides must be a wreck.
Oh, yeah.
Like every time you go to eat, something inside of you is like, oh, here we go.
Yeah, cayenne pepper tablets like literally make you shit lava. It's like
I didn't even know that was a thing.
I call them purge pills. Like it's just horrible. It's just like, okay, we're gonna take everything. Yeah, it's cleans you out. It's so horrible. It's just you're sitting there and you're just like, you take one and then you're just like, blah, blah, blah. Oh God, bathroom's so far away. It's not good.
I've had enough MREs that I don't need tablets anymore.
You have to take it with food.
Here we go.
That's the thing.
Oh, yeah, no, I definitely take it with my Flintstone gummies, to fight the Rona. So I get my strawberry Fred Flintstone and then my fish oils first thing in the morning.
Please stop talking right now. Like, what?
I swear that, like, chicken broth, chicken noodle soup, that's the cure right there. I've been drinking that like all summer and I've been
we remember. We don't care for that conversation again. It's just weird. Like, oh yeah, I drink chicken broth for my health.
It cleanses you. Well, not cleanses, but it helps clear your body of inflammation.
Allegedly.
Okay, allegedly fish oil helps your joints.
I mean, scientifically, but whatever.
Do you down that with a diet Pepsi to help wash it down?
No, I drink
because I love those people. I love those people that go when you're in a line at a fast food place, right? And then you hear the person in front of you go, "Yeah, I'll take a quadruple decker cheeseburger with every type of topping you have.
That sounds great.
6 extra large fries, and then Diet Coke."
I have to hope that person's ordering for a party.
Yeah.
So,
but having lived in Florida, I know they're not.
Oh no, definitely
Sorry,
not.
Meg, go ahead.
So when I waitressed, I developed the ability to be able to smell the difference between Diet Coke and regular Coke.
Didn't know that was a thing.
Oh yeah, there's definitely a difference. So I show up to a table and I would have like a Diet Coke and a regular Coke, and I'd be like, Diet Coke, and they would be like,
oh yeah, because that's not suspicious in any way.
Yeah, they're like, what are you doing? And I was like, they smell different, but you can smell the different sugars in it. That's
good to know. I might have to learn that for the myriad of times that I frequent Taco Bell when I don't want to cook anything. All right, so today we got. What's up?
Real quick, I love trolling posts.
Liberty podcast. I don't know what the Liberty podcast is about. Go fucking Google it.
Oh, you know what's funny now? Now there's they're gone now.
Bye, Felicia. I was talking about the fucking Google thing just a second ago. What was I talking? Oh, I remember what I was talking about. So one of the things that I want to talk about tonight is the manner in which we choose to represent facts nowadays. God, you're a dirty bitch. So maybe it's just my face. Maybe it's because I choose not to delete people off my Facebook. Maybe I choose not to unfollow people on Instagram because mostly I'm tracking them, so I know how to avoid them when I travel. But it can't be just me when you see like your military and your veteran friends share old or misrepresented information, right? It can't just be me.
No.
We talked about it too. I talked about it Monday with the female gate guard from Corpus Christi, right? So the other one that I'm seeing is this woman who made chief and was also dealing with cancer at the same time. Well, it wasn't. I think the first time I saw it was February. We don't make chiefs in February. We put that shit out in the fall. You become chief select in the fall. I think December is the latest in which a season is done or what have you. So how hard is it to do a fucking internet search and find out if this is new information?
Or when you open the article up, look in the top left or the top right for the fucking date.
Yeah. I'm all about it. If you think, hey, this was fun, it was heartwarming, it lifted me up, I hope this did something for you. But people don't do that. You just click the fucking share button. And then far be it from me to have the audacity to say, this isn't new, right?
Yeah. Oh, I didn't know that, you prick.
Wow. No, my favorite one is when I tell people this is not new information when they pipe up with, oh, I know, liar, but I thought it was worth sharing. If you had the time to type that fucking response, you had the time to go in and edit your original post and say, bottom line up front, this is a stock photo. Bottom line up front, I know this is old, but I felt like maybe some people could use this.
So Hugh, tell us about bottom line up front.
I only recently learned that that's what bluff stood for. I've been getting in emails and memos for over a year.
Are you serious?
I had no idea. I was bluff, and then they would say something. I'm like, I don't know what that means, but I'm going to read this whole thing anyways. And I had to go into too many web pages to find out what it meant.
I didn't know what this was, and he just told me about it. Has this been a thing?
Apparently.
I don't know, Billy.
Bluff. I'd never heard of it before, man. I mean, I'm sure they use it.
The MCPON releases a thing called the MCPON Bluff Weekly.
Yes, I don't. This is just my impression. Maybe I'm just reading it incorrectly, but it doesn't say the bluff parentheses bottom line up front every 3 months to remind me that that's what it means.
I don't know if I could talk to you two anymore today.
That's cool.
I don't know a whole lot of acronyms.
It doesn't help that there's 1,000. So,
bye, Billy.
So the reason that I care, the reason I feel so strongly about this is especially because we're having a very special day next week.
Wait, hold on. Leslie?
What's up, girl? Welcome to the club.
Hey, Richard.
Both of them.
Suck it. There's 3 people.
Oh,
That's all I
man.
need to win. I tell people all the time, when people are like, people say, "Oh, give me an example." No, you're gonna give me 2. You're gonna give me 2 examples or 3. Anybody can come up with one. There's my 2 other examples right there. People didn't know what bluff meant. So the reason I care about this, the reason I care so much about this is next week is a very special day, right? We're either going to have a Democratic president or we're going to have Not My President season 2. So, and
Shit.
people are just clicking the share button and clicking the share button and clicking the share button. And like a lot of this information is not true, or it's old, or maybe it used to be true information, but we have recently learned that there is new information out there. And and again, I don't think this is just me, but I feel like the majority of the people that are in my social media circle, which I feel is way too big in triple digits, are also the same people that do this not bottom line up front thing, but also then complain about the media not being fair and unbiased. And I can't help but worry that if we don't care about this kind of shit now, that in 3, 4, 5 years, we'll start repeating ourselves. Like we all know that there are people on Facebook now who think Facebook should have music, which means they've never seen MySpace.
That MySpace was really cool. You can say who your top friends were.
Right. It started a lot of fights. It definitely ruined a lot of friendships.
Yeah, but why am I not your top friends? I remember hearing that from people, and I'm just like, I'm blocking you forever now.
Oh yeah.
Couldn't pretend to care. My actual friends. I didn't have that many.
In emails that had that, I was like, are they admitting they're lying to me? Yeah. I definitely read that a few times, being like, bluff. Is there like a code in here somewhere? I also recently realized that Cool Ranch Doritos are seasoned with dried ranch dressing. I guess I never really thought about that.
I don't know how I feel about it.
That makes me mildly uncomfortable. Not nearly as uncomfortable as that photo of that guy dipping sushi in ranch dressing.
Actually,
that's disgusting. Fuck that person. That's
what happened?
Go to hell.
So hold on, Billy. Go ahead and say your thing, and then I will. No, all right. So there's a fucking photo.
I gotta hear this first.
He's dipping his sushi in ranch dressing instead of using like the soy sauce or the ginger or the wasabi. He's using ranch
wasabi.
Dressing.
Please tell me you.
Listen, it's important to put the emphasis in the wrong part of the syllable.
I can't do this today. I just can't do it.
How strong is this one? This is going down smooth. So yes, these are the same people who think literal coyotes are bringing immigrants across the border. Thank you. That might be an extreme example, but if you can't put in the minimum amount of effort it takes to find out if what you're portraying is the factual truth, then I think you're only doing yourself and the people who value your opinion a disservice. And the worst part is, you have like 98% of the totality of information on this planet at your fingertips. Granted, 90% of it's porn, but it's there.
90% of what is on you guys' phone might be.
Listen, I'm convinced that was the second thing looked up after how to send email. Naked ladies. Had to be. Second thing. I'm sure of it. You have the totality of the world's information at your fingertips. It's not that hard for you to just look up something to find out if it's true or not, or even moderately true. So yes, that's where I stand on that.
Speaking of true things that are coming up or that have come up, we just had our Navy Day.
Oh, that's right. It was 2 days ago, right?
Yeah, Navy Day was 2 days ago. Do you guys know the history of the Navy Day?
No, I'm a shitty third sailor.
Let me tell you. Okay, so
it was on Franklin Delano Roosevelt's birthday, right?
Theodore Roosevelt.
Get it right, god damn it!
It was one of the Roosevelts, so fuck you.
I mean, he was close enough. At least he wasn't like it was on one of the bushes.
Yeah, it was just like
really
Hillary Clinton's birthday.
One of the bushes.
Meg, what was that look?
Meg, tell us about Navy Day. Give us a brief rundown of Navy Day.
Okay, so it's October 27th. It was first celebrated in 1922 by the Navy League of the U.S.
Boom.
The reason they celebrated on this day, it was because that was the day that the Continental Congress first purchased a fleet of merchant ships to transition them into the Navy fleet. So that was the original purchasing date. So that's why they say the Navy was born that day. The last day it was officially celebrated was 1949, and that was because Congress made Armed Forces Day. But it is still celebrated as Navy Day. It's just not like official.
It's just another one of those things like when you turn on your Facebook and it's like official cat day, official pie day, official TV day, official left-handers day, and all that other stuff.
Day.
Yeah, all on the same Tuesday. You're like, guys, get it together. Get it together. I do happen to know that up until like the 1930s, Marine Corps Day was celebrated on July 11th. I don't know why I know that, but it wasn't until like the 30s that they moved it. I think that was actually the day. I think it has something to do with the time in which they first, or when they, reinstituted the Marine Corps, because they shut down after the Revolution, I think, and then they brought them back. Yeah, they're the world's okayest Marine. Yay!
And you're not wrong.
I'm glad your wife gave you computer privileges back, Chris.
You see what he wrote? Navy pride equals gay pride. You're not wrong there.
Listen, you know what? Who are we to argue? It's not gay underway. It's only queer at the pier.
Exactly. And listen, it was real gay underway.
Billy's over there like, Jesus Christ, we got to get a lawyer.
I'm just not gonna with Chris. I'm just not gonna deal with it because if he looks really close to his fucking branch's logo, that's all I have to say.
He's probably angry typing a response right now. Oh, I thought that was him. Ian Schultz says, try being Catholic, bud. They have several saints per day. I couldn't even imagine.
Oh, yeah.
I've tried looking up like various saints just to see like patron saint of construction, patron saint of carpenters and shit like that. There's a saint for everything. Steven, it's like
parade, but for the federal government.
And federally sanctioned and paid for.
Okay, I'm sorry. That's fucking hilarious. That's fucking hilarious.
Yeah, we had Don't Ask, Don't Tell for the longest time, but we subsidized one of the largest gay pride events with Fleet Week in New York.
Oh shit! Oh my god!
Right. What was I gonna say?
I have one more thing I want to complain about because I got into this conversation recently.
Okay.
If you're retired, you're fucking retired, right?
Yep.
There's not like a secret society of people that are still in, right? Meg? Billy's yelling at his daughter, so it's you and me right now.
Okay, sorry, I was writing something down.
There's not like a society of people who have retired but are still secretly in the military, right?
No,
yeah.
No.
Oh, there are.
Yeah, sure.
Oh wait, okay. Civilian contractors.
No, they don't count.
They kind of count.
I got in this conversation recently where this retired person whose rank will
fuck that. Put their rank out. You're not naming them. Just say the rank.
No, that's okay. But they feel so strongly about the rank that they obtained before they got out. I said what I said.
E3, E4.
They feel so strongly that they still call government. They still call their branches units for their sailors who they feel they are mentoring.
Oh no.
Oh, that's awkward.
If you're out, mentoring is one thing.
No, you don't do that.
I think that you're stepping over the line.
That's like an ex calling you all the time.
Yeah. And like chiming in about how you should conduct
somebody else.
Yeah, I mean how you should conduct your marriage.
Yeah.
If you're out, you're out. I think it's time to cut ties. Mentoring somebody it's finicky because depending on what it is you're mentoring about, shit's changing all the time, man. Like every day there's a new change. Not only is the manner in which you might have conducted yourself changing, the rules, the regulations, the how-to, the equipment, the personnel, the organization, I think there's a possibility you do more harm than good. Richard, and now Meg tells us how her exes call all the time.
No, they do not.
Ian, were you a CW05?
No, he served with me in Japan.
Oh, okay.
So I'm pretty sure, Hugh, that it was a chief. That's my guess.
I had an EN1 that did that off my first ship. After we got back from deployment, his retirement ceremony was the next day. Right? He wanted to retire. He wanted to do a deployment and then retire.
Okay.
So, yeah, it was about 45 days after. But if it was right after we came back, this motherfucker would literally come back to the ship like around 1700 and just wait for us to get off the ship just to talk to us.
That's weird.
Yeah.
You're out, man. Go home.
Yes, we had a GSM-1. We had a GSM-1 that went up to him and was like, "Listen, motherfucker, go home. You're done. Just go home. Like, stop."
If you want to have people over, you want to do conference calls, you want to do Zoom meetings, you want to smoke cigars with your buddies that are still in, that's one thing. But if your involvement is so much so that you're calling units to get other units to get clarification, if you're trying to tell people, here's how you do this, here's how you make rank, and then lecturing them in the manner in which it sounds like you would lecture somebody with no substance, I think you're crossing a line.
Yeah.
Absolutely.
Now, I have a question. This person, are they mentoring all females, or is it like a mix of people? Is it males?
I know that this person is mentoring individuals. I don't know. I assume I know that the person would mentor males the same way they would mentor females. It's not an unduly familiar situation.
Okay. I was thinking like
now the individual knows the person that they are mentoring and has served with them before, but this person has been retired for over 3 years.
Oh, Jesus.
A lot has changed. A lot has changed in 3 years.
You could be a civilian mentor. Like, I could understand that, but it's like you have to understand where the line.
Stephen, the Chief Al Bundy, if you will.
Oh,
I scored 4 touchdowns in a season.
Yes. You have to know where the line is, Meg. You're absolutely right.
Yeah.
You could end up steering somebody wrong. You could end up telling somebody, well, this is the way we did it. Well, we've seen what this is the way we've done it has done for our change. Yeah, publications change all the time. Responsibilities change all the time. And we've seen what we've always done it this way does. Hey, Ash.
Hi, Ash.
We have the collective we. I happen to know there's a unit, a reserve unit mobilizing right now, has been mobilized for at least 2 weeks and is not getting paid until next pay period for administrative reasons. And Billy, this happens every single time I've been on deployment. I've never been paid on time or like properly for the first like 2 or 3 pay periods. And that's an example of, well, this is the way that it is. Well, who the fuck's paying their rent? Who the fuck's paying their bills? Who the fuck's buying their groceries?
Yeah, because not every sailor has like funds available to just not get paid. You know, I know there's a lot of sailors that some of them
live paycheck to paycheck.
Yeah.
I just think I think it's obviously dangerous having some of these people stay in and continue to conduct themselves in the way that they do. I think a lot of people find locations where like they're the authority, so they get away with it. But these people that try to stay in the military when they get out, like, you gotta go.
You know what the best part about what you can do is when you pick that phone call up at the whatever unit you're attached to, you can go, "Hey, warrant officer, guess what? You're retired. Go fuck yourself," and hang the fucking phone up.
I mean, you have to then rely on that person to be like, okay, what this person is telling me is not relevant to what I'm doing right now. And the unfortunate reality is I was having this conversation and what they were saying, what the issue was not an issue. Not even kind of a little bit. They were calling a unit in Washington, D.C. They're calling OPM trying to solve a problem that they made a bigger situation. And the person who's in the military and is involved in it is like I got it. Like I did what I did what I can do. I did what I was supposed to do.
That's toxic. Yeah, that's unfucking acceptable.
If it was like they had just gotten out and they had files or something in the shared drive and they're like, "Oh yeah, I put this file in this folder." You can find it.
That's completely different. I actually did that. I did that when I turned over.
When I got out, people were like, "Hey, where'd you put this file?" And I was like, "It's in the shared drive. It's there."
I'll give you 6 months to a year tops.
Yeah, a year is pushing it. 6 months,
right?
Good.
See, Meg, for your community, I get 12 months is a really long time. especially with you being a mechanic and whatnot, it changes all the time. I don't think we've updated the Carpenter's Basic book since like 1992. So there's very little chance of that changing at all. Well, it turns out you just swing hammer and the momentum doesn't work for you.
Yeah, our like main publication book changed, I think, 3 times while I was in, and I was one of those assholes that illegally printed it each time. So
yeah.
Oh, that's good to still not tell anyone.
Good job, Mike. Good job.
Yeah.
11 out of 10 over there.
You can find it online. It's fine.
Yeah.
It's not.
So, yeah, I just wanted to make sure. I just wanted to see if I was the only person who feels that, like, at a certain point in time, you got to move on. And it is pride is one thing. People get out of the military at all time periods. Some people don't retire. Some people get medically separated. Some people reach certain ranks. Some people don't. And pride is one thing. But I think I just wanted to make sure I wasn't like just being a dick.
No, you're spot on, man. No, you're 110% spot on with that shit.
Oh, speaking of people who get out, did I tell you I was trolling this dude who's re-enlisting at his 10-year mark?
Oh, I think I happened to just pass by it while scrolling through Facebook, but I didn't want to look because I was annoyed.
So this person is re-enlisting at their 10-year mark and is a recruiter. And so they were asking in this group what they should do for their re-enlistment to make it like a big deal. And I was like, sign papers, go back to work. And so I thought for sure that I'd be done right then and there. But this person was like, no, I'm a recruiter. Like, I'm always at work or what have you. And I was like, okay, sign paperwork, leave office, go back to work. Like, it's 10 years. It's not that big of a deal. Maybe this is just me. But 10 years, that's not an accomplishment. There's a reason, like the contracts are 6 to 8 years. 10 years doesn't mean shit. That just means you could have just re-upped for 2. You didn't get a 10-year contract.
Yeah, I see what you're saying.
So my argument to the individual was, they were like, what's an accomplishment? I'm like, 20 years, bro. 20 years.
Yeah.
Call me. If you hit, and I told him, I was like, if you hit 20 years, man, you call me. I'll throw you a party. He's like, why isn't 10 years a big deal? I'm like, because, like I said, you could have just re-upped for 2. They don't give 10-year contracts. It's only 10 years. You're halfway there. Yeah. Some people don't even make it to retirement. And I told him, man, if you make it, if you have control of whether or not you make the 20 years, good for you, man. But did you know that like less than 3% of military personnel reach retirement?
How many?
Wow.
It's around or slightly less than 3% of military personnel that reach retirement. 20 years.
Oh.
Well, hey, you
were close.
1/3 right there. I mean, that's
not what 1/3 is.
I re-enlisted to my 20-year mark and just cut it short.
Yeah, so that's what I told the guy. I'm like, if you get there of your own accord, if you have the ability to dictate you make it, man, good for you. But sometimes that shit's out of your hand.
20 years is a long fucking time.
And he was like, me and my wife we're re-upping for 10 more years. That's the goal. And I'm like, mazel to you, man. Did you know that there's a lot of people whose spouse decides later that they don't want to fucking do that? And I hope that doesn't happen to you. But after 10 years, he could finally stop lying to get people to join, right? Do the reserve units still go through MORDTs once every 3 years? I don't know what that is, old man. You got out in the early 2000s. That's not an acronym that I recognize. Yeah, I don't feel like 10 years. I don't think any kind of re-enlisting or contract extension before the 20-year mark is really worth celebrating. That's not an accomplishment anymore or ever. I know Billy and Meg, we're all in Facebook groups where these people are talking about their 3, 4, or 2-year terms of service. Like they did 20 years and won the fucking war or whatever their campaign was.
Oh my God.
Listen, I appreciate you having 4 Purple Hearts. That's 4 times more Purple Hearts than I have. But at the end of the fucking day, your draft card said 2 years and then you went home. I only say draft card because there's probably not a lot of World War II personnel still alive. In fact, I know there's not a lot left. So the only people I have to talk about now are the draftees and the Gulf War vets who did 10 to 12 and then got out.
I know a lot of people that did 12. I know 2 people did 16 years and got the fuck out. They were just done with it. They couldn't take it anymore.
Sure, that makes sense. I just want to be clear. I'm not shitting on Gulf War, Vietnam, or Korea vets, but I don't know very many who've retired. I'm sure a lot of other people don't know very many. But if you're going to talk about an accomplishment, retirement is an accomplishment.
Yep.
Retirement is one of those things worth celebrating.
I know more officers than I do enlisted that retired.
Now, I don't want to
What you're going to?
diminish the work that those
through.
men did in that time.
Sure,
But
absolutely.
What would you call obtaining a Purple Heart or like the Navy Cross or any of those like exemplary medals that they receive?
There's
like,
a lot
of an accomplishment, but it's not really an accomplishment because.
Well, so I know of two schools of thought. I know people who see Purple Hearts as you were in the wrong place at the wrong time. Mm-hmm. And I don't fully believe that. But what I will say is this. If you have a Purple Heart, then you probably should be dead too. So if you have a Purple Heart and you're still walking around. No. I mean, you got lucky. And mazel to you for being here. I will say absolutely hats off 100%. Taking a round or shrapnel or a blast and being around still is an accomplishment.
Absolutely.
And I get a lot of people who have Purple Hearts or meritorious or medals for valor and courage and things like that, Navy Cross, Bronze Star, Silver Star, what have you. I get that there was a very high probability they did not get out of their own accord. My problem is people who try to make not 20 years sound like they solved an entire campaign's problems. I want you to have pride in your service day in and day out. Hugh, if you're going to shit on somebody, make sure they pay extra for that. I'm sure my commander will be calling me over in a couple of days when they hear this. I want you to have male or female or whatever you identify as. I want you to have pride.
Oh my God!
Christ.
Listen, man, it's a new time. It's a new time. I want you to have pride in your service. I want you to be proud of what you did, and I want you to feel accomplished. I want you to be able to go at the end of your time and say, "I'm happy with what I did." What I don't think is going to be healthy for people joining and staying in is you pretending like you're less than 20 years and you get out at your choice is more impressive than it really is. Mm-hmm. A full retirement, that's a fucking career. I believe the same thing for the civilian sector too. If you leave a position before you retire of your own accord, you left a job. You didn't leave a career. I'm sorry. I think that, and if you jump, like I left this job to go to or I left this location to go to that location, even if it's the same industry, your retirement started over, your career started over. Sorry, my opinion is that you left a job. I want you to be proud of what you did, but I don't want you to pretend like you saved the fucking world. I think that's harmful to people that are going to come behind you, especially if you've been out for a lengthy ass amount of time and you're calling fucking Washington, D.C., interfering with the manner in which people conduct themselves in uniform nowadays.
Oh,
I brought it all back.
I still call that guy was a chief. And also, I want to bring the chief and the Navy Day thing together. I have a question. What day is the chief's birthday?
April Fool's Day.
Oh my God.
Is that because it's a joke?
I mean, I wasn't going to put that out there, but it is April 1st.
Oh, is it really? Okay.
It is. It's April 1st. I wanted to say
18 something.
It's like 1896 or something like that, or 1887.
Okay.
Somebody here knows. I'm not looking it up. Yeah. I have the internet at my fingertips. I choose not to know this information.
That's why I'm asking now. Somebody else can look it up for me.
One of these days, my study skills willing, I will get selected for Chief Petty Officer, and they'll throw a book at me, and I'm sure right there in the cover will be the Navy Chief birthday.
How is your classes going?
Terribly, thank you for asking.
You're welcome.
I'm doing my best, but I definitely feel like I'm going to be right at that struggle bus, at that C-.
I already signed up for one of my classes over again for the winter semester, just in case I fail, honestly.
Just to be safe.
It's the dumbest course ever. It's social problems in America.
April 1st, 1893.
I was close. I wasn't close without going over, but I was close.
I had a chief that he used to make his password to everything the chief's birthday, and he had just made chief, so he was really gung-ho about it. But all the passwords were the chief's birthday. I'm
sure that in no way it was a security violation.
Probably not, but it was. I don't even remember what it was for. I think it was like like actual locks. Like the numbers would be.
Oh, like for like Connex boxes and shops. And
yeah, stuff like that. Like I don't know what the password was to his computer, but
it was probably
it always makes me think of that.
Yeah,
Maybe. Might be his baby's birthday.
So it's been a hot minute since we've done any pod decks. So we're gonna.
Yeah, before that.
Did you have something else? I'm sorry, Billy. I apologize. I didn't mean to step on your toes.
Yeah, fuck you.
So we've been going through this whole pandemic, right? This pandemic.
You do have to put it in parentheses.
Pandemic. There we go. Yeah.
So
have you I've been binge watching shit on Netflix.
What are you watching?
Have you seen that new show, Ratchet? Have you guys seen One Flew Over the Cuckoo's Nest? The old movie with
I haven't seen it in a long time, but I have seen it. I know Meg hasn't seen it. It's a classic.
Have you watched that new show, Ratchet?
I think I watched 1 or 2 episodes.
Oh my gosh, so good! It's so fucking good. I can't when I start watching something on Netflix. If there's a full season there, I'm like, fuck. Oh shit. Okay. Then I go in and I'm like, how long is each episode? Then I'm like, in my head, I'm calculating. I'm like, all right, I could watch season 1 and 2 today, and not be a total.
Well, yeah, because you get into it and you see episode 1, you're like 55 minutes.
Yes, that's what I'm talking about.
And then you scroll down, you're like 22 episodes. Jeez, Netflix, you got the money.
Yeah,
correct. Kids, call your grandparents.
Yeah, it's so bad. It's so bad. And then I get stuck on Hulu because I don't have regular cable, but there's shows on cable that I like to watch. Yeah. So I got to wait a day for them to come back out. And I'm just like, hey, fuck you, internet. Like, son of a bitch. This is so good. Like,
how many seasons of Ratchet are there?
It's the first one.
Oh.
It's just
I will not be watching it then because we all know what happened with me in Grey's Anatomy. I'll wait for that show to get canceled.
What happened?
Didn't I say this? I could have swore I said this already.
I feel like you have talked about this multiple
Yes, we have.
times.
Yes, we have. I know we have. So what happened
Because I've shit on you before.
When I was living overseas, of course, Billy, you've been there. You know, we're like 2 to 3 seasons behind. So when I was in high school, Grey's Anatomy was maybe like 3. We were on like season 3 or 4 when I was overseas. So when I got home, I didn't know it was still on. After my first deployment, we got home in 2011, and Netflix was still $5. So, which got you like the streaming and DVD, which is how early on I got into it.
I still have the
DVD
service.
So
you do?
So the first thing that I watched was season 3 of Spartacus because we had the first 2 on deployment, but not the 3rd season. So then, because I watched Scrubs a lot and House, it kept recommending Grey's Anatomy. So I was like, 8 seasons? All right, fine. It keeps recommending it. It's probably over. So I get to the end of the 8th season, and they didn't all die, and there wasn't like this really nice fade out. So I call a friend of mine. I was like, hey, Grey's Anatomy, is that show over? And she's like, no, the new season comes out next week. So here I am, 10 years later.
Holy shit.
The next season, they've confirmed the next season is going to be a pandemic season, but frankly, Shonda Rhimes knows how to kill people. That's why I keep watching it. I keep waiting to see how she's going to kill people. But they're not. She won't just end the fucking show. And I keep waiting. So now, if a show is good and I catch it like partway through, I won't watch it until it's done. Because I don't have cable either, Billy. So I'm like, no, I'll wait. I don't give a shit if it's 10 years from now.
I get sucked in. It's so fucking bad.
Yeah.
There's so many shows like Criminal Minds, BAU.
Oh man,
Behavior Analysis Unit, and I'm like, oh, this looks. I have watched a couple episodes. I'm like, oh, this is badass. How many? Oh, 15 fucking seasons.
Yeah,
great.
That's how I feel about. That's how I feel about Law and Order, because I think that it's over, but I'm worried they might bring it back at the same time.
But then there's shows. There's like Hoops. If you haven't watched Hoops, one.
Oh yeah, I've seen a couple episodes of Hoops. Yeah.
Do not watch that with children around by any means whatsoever, because the first 30 seconds of that show will indicate that.
Yeah, I think
porn?
it's
no,
no.
It's not porn, Meg. There's no porn on Netflix. Is there porn on Netflix?
I've heard that 185 Day show was pretty pornographic.
Well, this is what I don't know what this is. Chris is telling me to
Really
watch.
Love, Death, and Robots.
Sounds like
it does keep
AI porn.
See, porn. Yeah. I don't know. Sidebar. I don't know anything about porn, but I know that a bunch of people are canceling Netflix now over that Cuties special they did.
Oh my god, that was bad, dude. That was bad.
I didn't watch it because I'm not a predator, but apparently their fucking subscriptions are starting to tank.
Yeah, it's
we
bad.
Talked about it in my constitutional law class, and my professor was like, "Yeah, So the law states."
Which law?
Child pornography law. Freedom of speech law.
There's more than one? There's not just a law that says don't do child porn?
Yeah, I feel like that should be an all-encompassing law.
So I'm very sorry. I'm sorry, Meg.
Let me explain. Your First Amendment. Your freedom of
the First Amendment?
There is non-protected laws and there's under-protected laws. So the non-protected laws is child pornography, but if it is somebody who is not a minor but portraying themselves as a minor in a porn, that is legal. But if it is a minor portraying a minor in a porn, that is illegal because it is damaging to the child. Cuties, they're saying, falls under that second category there of a minor portraying a minor because they are putting themselves in a situation that would lead child predators to come out of the woodwork and conduct themselves in manners that would not be beneficial for society. Yep. That's where a lot of the legislation is at with that. Thank you.
Well, all right then. I think for the sake of mine and Billy's blood pressure, we should move on.
Yeah, maybe really enjoyed when I read that.
I did recently rewatch the entire series of House and Scrubs.
Those are really. I watched those ones.
There's something to be said about quality. I have a problem watching new shit because pardon me, don't fully care for a lot of original content that Hulu and Netflix and Amazon make. So I like to rewatch. I will tell you. All right, I'll say this though. There's that show This Is Us, which I did not realize is on like its 5th season. I don't watch it because I don't support shows that take all of the highest rated dramatic elements and put them into one thing to make a shit ton of money in production. That's just me. But there's another show called A Million Little Things. I can't even remember his name, but the guy who dates Jennifer Aniston in The Office, the main guy, I can't even remember his name. Steven, look it up for me, please. So he kills himself. Nope, no, Jennifer Aniston, not in The Office. Yeah, no, The Office, not the show, the movie. Office Space. Office Space. I'm sorry.
Office Space. Okay.
Yeah. So he kills himself in the beginning of the show.
Are you talking about Horrible Bosses?
No.
He was
talking about Office Space.
Okay, never mind. Sorry.
Billy. Are you looking it up?
Yes, I'm trying. So confused. Office.
He's trying.
Office Space.
Space movie.
No, Office Space with the red stapler.
Use my stapler, please. Give me my stapler back. Don't take the stapler.
What's his name?
Hold on.
Okay, I will. Hold on.
My internet machine is only working so fast.
So I'm just gonna say this. I still
Ron Livingston.
Go ahead, Meg.
I still think that you're thinking of Horrible Bosses because
I'm not.
Aniston was not in Office Space. She was in Horrible Bosses.
Don't look it up, Billy. I'll bet you $20 Jennifer Aniston was in Office Space.
Don't look it up, Meg. Hold on.
No. I'll bet you $20 Jennifer Aniston was in Office Space.
Oh, are you trying to get me to?
Yes, I know she was in Office Space.
Sure. I'll buy you a drink.
No, 2 drinks.
Well, yeah.
All right, Billy, is Jennifer Aniston in Office
Space?
Bitch. I am an expensive bitch. You know IMDb exists, right?
You see it right here?
Fucking Jennifer Aniston in Office Space.
All right, fair enough. But she is also in Horrible Bosses.
I know that, but I'm not talking about Horrible Bosses. I'm talking about Office Space. So anyways, A Million Little Things. Ron Livingston kills himself right in the beginning. And then the first season is his family and friends dealing with his suicide. And I will tell you, I legit cried during the first episode. I don't think that I have ever watched a show that I didn't feel like was them just pulling a bunch of these fucking sad sap stories and pairing them together to get ratings. I think that was probably one of the best first seasons of a show I've ever seen in my life that actually dealt with the after effects of suicide with those around you.
Really?
I cannot highly recommend it enough.
What was the show called?
A Million Little Things, and both seasons are on Hulu. The only problem I had, because at the end of the first season, I thought it was the perfect ending to a season. I don't think that I will ever be able to say enough positive things about this show. But when they announced the second season, I was angry because I thought that was it. I thought one season, I thought it was like a mini thing, and then they were done because at the end of it, I was like, oh shit, this fucking show's over, and I didn't get any resolution. That's life, motherfucker. That was great. Way to not answer all my questions. Way to leave me hanging. That's the fucking way to do it. Now, I did still love the second season, but honestly, dealing with mental health, addiction, suicide, guilt, survivor's guilt, I cannot recommend that show enough. If you're looking for something to watch during the quarantine, during the pandemic, I cannot highly recommend enough A Million Little Things.
Huh. All right. I'm looking it up. I'm adding it to my watch list.
Yeah. So, now that we're done making fun of me, or at least for tonight.
Grey's Anatomy, dude, is just
bro, that woman knows how to kill people. Shonda Rhimes crashed a ferry and made it a 3-episode special. Richard says, I still cry watching La Bamba. Bro, I feel that. I feel that right here. Selena, same way. We watched La Bamba yesterday. My 9-year-old.
What is happening with La Bamba? Is this like everyone?
You ever seen La Bamba? Is it Lou Diamond Phillips, right? What a great actor. Well, at least it was her and not a cartoon character anime. That's weird. Fair enough. So we haven't used pod decks in a while. Let's go ahead, slam out a couple of, what do you think? An episode deck? Interview deck?
Do interview deck.
Let's do an interview deck. Obviously, Meg goes first. I gotta drink this. I gotta drink this beer and plug Maker's Craft Brewery in Norfolk, Virginia. The best beer in the 757.
Wow.
Is that your area code on your phone?
No, mine is 360 because I'm too lazy to plug everybody's numbers back into my phone. But 757 is Norfolk, Virginia.
All right, Meg. Which living person do you most despise?
Living.
Probably my mother.
Your real mother.
My biological mother. I hope she gets hit by a tractor trailer.
Okay, you.
I can drive one of those. Living person that I despise?
It's going to be me.
I don't know, man. That's tough because I don't like a lot of people.
Yeah, like I have a list.
But like despise? Oh, that's a tough one. Come back to me. Let's do another one. Let me think about it.
He's got such a long list. Like,
I gotta like if I'm gonna say a name, there's gotta be like.
Are you sure it's not Matt?
No, I love Matt because he can hear me. I think if I'm whoever it's gonna be, there's gotta be like legit reasons. Yeah, come back to me.
If you were to blah 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 blah. My name's Billy. Okay, let's try this again. If you were to die and come back as a person or thing, what do you think it would be? It's so hard, right?
That's what she said. What person or thing would I come back as? How much you want to bet that folder is labeled taxes 1994? So, all right. So I don't know what seriously I would come back as, but I can tell you that sarcastically and for comedic value, I would come back as the speed setting on all of my ex-girlfriend's vibrators.
What?
What the fuck are you talking about?
I think.
What are you talking about?
I think that's what I would do is I would try if somebody was like, "Hey, you can come back as whatever you want to," I would say the speed setting on ex-girlfriend's vibrators so that I could constantly let them down all over again by shutting off and turning back on as if they didn't recharge.
Chris would come back as an IUD tampon or toilet paper.
You remind me why this is rated R.
No.
Oh man.
I would probably come back as like a church pew because people would sit on me and I'd probably jokingly try to scare them and be like, ah.
He's clueless.
Yeah.
All right. What about you, Meg?
Hold on. Put Stevens up there.
Which one?
The last one.
Oh.
Steven says I'd come back as Osama just so I could meet SEAL Team 6 briefly.
I mean,
That's a good one.
yeah.
No, I got it. I got an even better one. And you know what? I don't even care if nobody else agrees with me. I would come back as Lyndon B. Johnson to actually follow through with the metric system in America.
Okay.
I come back as the driver of the car Kennedy was in that day.
Should have made a couple more swerving maneuvers, huh?
Oh my God.
I have no idea what I would come back as. I feel like it would be something involving the Catholic faith, though.
That's
just because I grew up.
fault.
Yeah, I grew up so.
Oh,
heavily
that's a
in
good
the
one.
church.
Come back as the Pope and your first like big speech. Be like, don't rape little boys. Like,
hey guys, turns out if you turn the tablet around, there's a secret 11th commandment that says don't touch minors.
there's a movie that Mark
Ruffalo.
Ruffalo was in, Michael Keaton, and I forget the name of it. It came out within the last few years, but it was pretty much how in Boston, how they exposed the Catholic Church for the priests and what they were doing to kids. It's on Netflix. I can't remember the name.
It's Spotlight.
Yes.
I think I do remember that movie. Yeah.
If you watch Spotlight, it's
Meg, you good?
Yeah, I'm waiting to explain something. No,
All right, go ahead.
When all of that shit was going down, my younger brother was an altar server. So every day that he would altar serve, I'd look at him, I'd be like, don't get touched.
It's okay, my son. It's okay, my son.
I don't think you're supposed to do that anymore.
To this day, I'll look at him, I'll be like, so do you like those priests? Do you like what they do? And he'd be like, Megan, fuck yourself.
Well, that's like that goes back to the joke is why do little Catholic boys have a part down the middle of their head?
Yeah.
It's okay, my son. It's okay, my son. It's okay, my son. It's so bad.
Meg, I wouldn't let Jerry watch this episode.
I wouldn't.
That's okay. We would make the jokes in front of him, and he'd sit there and go.
True Catholic fashion.
What the fuck?
We're definitely
What, just laughing it off and not changing anything? Come on.
Oh, we're horrible Catholics. They had an altar server one time, and it was the worst experience I've ever had.
Aren't the Irish Catholics the one where you can do whatever you want to as long as you go to confessional?
That's all Catholics.
Dope.
Yeah,
I'm
that's all
converting.
Catholics. Yeah.
I'm converting. That sounds awesome.
You can literally through Catholicism, through the protection of the church, you can walk into a church and confess to murder. And as long as you be absolved. And as long as you stay within that church, you have a 50-50 shot of not getting arrested. Depending on the church.
Nice.
Some priests will be like, no, fuck this, I'm calling the cops, like you're going to jail. Like
I got kicked out of youth group because I tried hitting on the priest.
Megan.
I'm done. I can't.
Megan.
That's so gross.
Listen, I was 15. I thought it was funny.
I think I figured it out. I think the person that I despise most is the person that said, if you see them overdosing, you have to administer methadone. At $2,000 a pop, I think that's the person I currently despise most.
Well, you know what? Chris is true on this one.
That's all Catholic girls. Bunch of whores. Stay in the priest and you have a 100% chance of not going to jail. Stay in the priest.
Yeah, he said that right. He said that right.
Stay in the priest. And Jerry's having his rosary reading right now too in the other room.
Our Father who art in heaven.
Is that what those are? I didn't know.
Yeah.
Yes.
Aren't the Catholics are the one that are like
Hail Marys and Our
Yeah.
Father, and then the Apostles' Creed, your act of contrition.
and then you just like dip your mug in the holy water on the way out, right?
Yeah, and you drink it.
Yeah.
And that gets rid of all the evil as long as you put cayenne pepper inside.
All right, there we go. All right, let's go ahead and move on from the part where we're all going to hell.
Okay.
Yeah.
Hi, Jesus. Wrong place.
Not even gonna be mad. I know what I'm about in this life.
Facebook tried telling me I have the face of a nun the other day. I was like,
Saw
"Whoa."
that. Well, you know.
Which words or phrases do you most overuse?
Cunt!
I use twat a lot.
You use thought?
Obnoxious. I say
Twat.
obnoxious all the time.
You do say obnoxious a lot. I recognize
So
that you say
obnoxious.
Is a single word, I use cunt. And it's my favorite. I love it so much. But I will say that as soon as Americans start deciding that's not a terrible word anymore, I will immediately be bored with it.
Steven says I use like a lot. Yep, you are right. I do.
As a phrase, though, the phrase I'm using most in the last few years actually is "we can't all be tens."
You do use that a lot.
I use it so much on my deployment that all our deployment was like a hammer that kind of looked like Thor's hammer, wrapping and the angles and shit. We all got little plaques that said our name, the year, and where we served. Mine was the only one that had anything else. We can't all be tens on it. That's how often I use it on deployment.
Are you serious?
Yeah.
I think.
But honestly, it's not being overused, Meg. I apologize. It's not like one of those phrases that like comes out on the fucking interwebs and then like everybody starts using it, like hashtag sorry not sorry, a thing that I never used before, but I don't understand. Like, sorry not sorry. That was your thing. That's what you grabbed onto as far as pop culture was concerned. Get the fuck out of here. Yeah. So those are my two. What about you, Meg? Other than
I say like a lot. I know that. I know that's been a problem for years. I do say you can lead a horse to water, but you can't make it drink.
You do say that a lot, and not towards you specifically, but I think that unfortunately people are losing the understanding of what that actually means, and I think it actually stands a chance of making a full comeback.
Yeah, and I'll try and make it a suggestion to somebody. I'll be like, hey, you should probably try and do this. And they're like, oh, okay, yeah. And then they don't do it. And then something fucked up happens. And I'm like,
hey, you can leave
I fucking told you.
Yeah. Oh, I don't even think I'm going to give out advice anymore. I think or if I do, I'm going to start charging people $5 a minute. Because I'm tired of giving out good, solid fucking advice and then not following it.
You know what? I follow your advice, though. If you tell me advice, I try and I follow it.
Try and follow it is different, and I'll buy that for $1. But I'm not saying like I'm a therapist or life coach by any means, but for whatever reason, people want to tell me their fucking woes and ask for advice. I'm starting to charge $5 an hour because I'm tired of giving it out, you not following it, and then I'm just supposed to be sitting here waiting for you to come back to get more shit. $5 a minute, I think seems fair.
Fair enough.
$300 an hour? That's cheaper than a therapist in New York.
I think that's because you will tell people things that they don't want to hear.
That's true. And I firmly believe that there are things that you need to hear and there are things that you want to hear. And I affirm that I will never tell somebody what they want to hear because that's what everyone else in their life is for.
Yeah.
No balls.
All right, next one. Let's go.
All right, this is the last one.
Yes.
You're not my real dad. God, this beer is so good from Makers down here in Norfolk, Virginia.
Share your bucket list.
Bucket list.
Do another one. I need time to prepare for that one.
Nope.
Yes.
Nope.
Go like this, Billy. Come on.
Make the girls clean it up.
I need time for a bucket list. Come on. Well,
all right, so we're gonna do that next episode.
Okay.
I'll buy that for $1. Back on the boat.
What?
Nothing. Definitely nothing.
What do you
Is that
think?
me going through
What do
the
you think one of
numbers
our
people
biggest
give me?
mistakes?
Hold on. Go ahead, Billy.
What do you think our biggest mistake was when we started the podcast?
What's this weed crap? First of all,
Bringing me on.
Not a terrible number 2 answer. What do I think is one of the problems we had when we first started the podcast?
I think we were nervous.
I think that one of the mistakes I definitely made in the beginning was episode. It was definitely one of the first 10 where I was wicked hammered.
Oh God, yeah, dude!
Yeah.
Holy shit!
I would say not monitoring the alcohol intake.
You were slurring words so
or
bad.
At least managing it over the hour.
So bad.
Yeah.
It's a good time.
But there's growth involved. You don't always have a plan. You have to commit sometimes and then figure it out as you go along. But I would definitely say in the very beginning, not managing the alcohol intake, a couple episodes, I was like, say less, bro.
It was, dude. We should replay that episode on Tuesday.
Oh my God, yes.
We should.
We have enough episodes now. We can afford to start doing some replays.
We should do a flashback episode.
Callie says I better go back and watch that one. Callie, when Billy posts it on Tuesday, we'll make sure that we tag you so you know which one. It's a Scotch-heavy episode.
Yeah, you were pouring full glasses by the end of the episode.
I mean, obviously, I don't remember that, and I don't think the courts will either. There's no reason to point fingers.
I think they will because it's on video. Stupid.
The sorry I am drinking too. That's what. Oh yeah.
You know what? It's funny because you were pouring heavy that evening, but then you shit on Gavin for pouring you a large drink the other day.
The other day?
Yeah, because it's easy to shit on Gavin.
Well, yeah, that too.
I mean, it's easy to, but he did the same thing.
I shit on him because I was starting a new medication, and I texted him right before the show, just bring me a mug with ice and juice. And then he got in here, talked while we were in the show, and said he added vodka. And I had just started some medication, so I was trying to stay sober.
No, that's not the one I'm talking about. I'm talking about literally Thursday when he poured you a drink and you asked for a shot to here, and he poured it up to there. And you were like, yeah, that's 5 shots.
Yeah, the bourbon that you brought
down.
Yes. The whole full rocks glass with 0 ice in it.
Yeah.
Motherfucker trying to get me drunk.
Yeah, he did.
Yeah. You're gonna shit on him when you were pouring heavy the one night.
No shame.
I think that glass lasted me 3 or 4 days.
You probably I would really fucking hope so.
Yeah, I put it in a little beer fridge here, and I was like, all right. When I came in to do homework, I'm like, little here, little there. Little dabble do me.
Little dabble do me. Stick your pinky in it.
Yeah, right? Man.
You know what? I do have another regret.
A regret?
The one day that I was drinking my wine straight from the bottle, and I got really drunk, and then I ended up buying plane tickets to go visit Hugh.
Yes. For those who don't remember, Meg did get a little tipsy during the show, and then afterwards, while we were in the green room talking, I convinced Meg to get a plane ticket and fly out to California to hang out for 5 days. And then she woke up the next day and was like, "Did I buy plane tickets?" I'm like, "Yeah, I got your confirmation number right here. I'll see you at 5."
I was so bad. I was like, "How the fuck did I just do this?"
So dumb.
Yeah, that was pretty
dumb. So Tuesday, we're gonna replay that episode on Tuesday.
Yes, but don't forget this Saturday we will be on Barracks Talk. At least Billy and I. Meg, if she's got nothing going on, we'll be on Barracks Talk Saturday. We'll be sure to share the link. We'll also be back on Monday for our regularly scheduled programming, and then we will re-share the episode when I get super fucking hammered on Tuesday. So, Callie, we will tag you. Make sure to tune in or re-comment. It's always good stuff. And I'm not sorry for anything. I know what I'm like as a person. So,
oh my God. Yeah, so we'll be back.
From the bottle.
Yeah, Meg drank her wine from the fucking bottle that time.
She doesn't have her satchel.
Glug, 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 glug.
Oh my God. All right.
After the second glass, I was like, from the bottle.
All right, ladies and gentlemen, we will look forward to hoping you all tune in on Saturday. But if not, we will see you back on Monday at 7:30, 19:30 for you military types.
Y'all have a good evening.